The monotony of my old car's engine droned in my ears as I drove down Highway 19. The night was pitch black, save for my headlights carving a tunnel of light through the dense fog. There was something strangely suffocating about this particular road, a weighty silence, broken only by the whispers of the wind. I had always been told to avoid driving on Highway 19, especially after dark. Legends told of spirits wandering the asphalt, particularly of a young girl named Amelia. She was said to haunt these parts, searching for a way back home. Of course, I considered these tales nothing more than myth, meant to frighten children. As the night deepened, a figure appeared on the edge of the headlights. A young girl no older than 16 stood by the road, drenched from the mist and clutching a tattered suitcase. She looked up and our eyes met. Her eyes held a faraway sadness. Feeling a mixture of pity and concern, I slowed down and pulled over. "Hey, are you okay? Do you need a lift?" She hesitated for a moment, then nodded slowly. "Thank you," she whispered, climbing into the passenger seat. "I'm trying to get home." "What's your name?" I inquired, trying to make conversation as I returned to the road. "Amelia," she responded, her voice barely audible. A chill ran down my spine, but I tried to shake off the unease. "Nice to meet you, Amelia. Where do you live?" "Just a few miles down this road," she replied, pointing ahead. We drove in silence for a while. I couldn't help but steal glances at her. Her dress was old-fashioned, like something from a bygone era, and her skin was pale, almost translucent. I turned on the radio to break the silence, but all I could pick up was static, and in the background, a faint melody of a song from decades ago. Amelia hummed along. "Know this song?" I asked, trying to sound cheerful. She smiled, her lips not moving. It was playing, "The Night of the Accident." A cold dread settled in my stomach. "Accident?" She turned to look at me, her eyes hollow. "Yes. The night I died on this very road." I felt a suffocating grip of fear. I wanted to deny it, laugh it off, but the temperature in the car had dropped significantly. My breath fogged up in the air, and the car's interior lights flickered. As we continued down the highway, the road became unfamiliar. Trees twisted grotesquely, reaching out with gnarled branches. The fog grew thicker, swirling around the car as if trying to pull us into its depths. Suddenly, Amelia pointed to an old, dilapidated house barely visible through the fog. "That's my home," she whispered. The house was dark, with broken windows and an eeriness that seemed to swallow the surrounding light. I slowed down, but before I could come to a complete stop, Amelia vanished. The passenger seat was empty. Shivering from both cold and fear, I quickly turned the car around and sped away from that haunted house. The trees seemed to retreat and the fog gradually cleared. The familiar landmarks of Highway 19 reappeared. When I finally made it back to town, the sun was beginning to rise. My friends wouldn't believe my tale, but I knew better than to doubt the legends now. To this day, I avoid Highway 19, especially at night. I had given Amelia a ride, but she had taken me on a journey I'd never forget. A journey between the realms of the living and the dead.